Listen to the messages on Susie's voicemail. Complete the information about each call. 1.
Hi, this is David. Remember me? We met at Bob's party. David, you know, the one with curly blonde hair and green eyes. Anyway, just calling to say hello. I'd love to see you again. Can you call me tonight? My number is 981-2146. I'll be home after 9. Thanks. Bye.
2.
Hi, Susie. This is Mary calling. Sorry I missed you. I've got some really interesting news. It's about that cute blonde guy we met at the party. Why don't you call me? I'm at my mom's place. The number is 461-5793. Try to call me between 6 and 7 tonight. Bye.
3.
Hello, I'm calling for Susan. My name's Peter Rogers. That's Rogers from Morningstar Travel. I'm calling about your plane reservations. Please call me back at 391-6451. The best time to reach me is between 2 and 6 p.m. Thanks.
4.
Hello, this is Linda Wong. Susie, could you call me on Saturday in the morning or afternoon? Do you have my number? In case you don't, it's 536-8775. Thanks. Bye.
One.
Hello, this is Jim from Jim's Auto Repair. I'm calling about your car. I'm afraid it's not going to be ready until Friday. You can pick it up anytime after 4. By the way, the car radio isn't working properly. Do you want us to fix that too? Please give us a call today to confirm.
2.
Hi, this is your neighbor, Pat. ABC Express tried to deliver a package today, but you weren't home, so they left it with me. If you like, I'll bring it over tonight around 8 o'clock. Let me know if you'll be home.
3.
Hi, Andre. This is Susan. I'd like to invite you to my birthday party on Saturday. I hope you can come. Bring a friend if you like. I'll be out till late tonight, so I'll be in touch tomorrow to give you more details. Bye.
4.
This is Classic Records. The CD you ordered is in. Please come by and pick it up. Or if you like, we can send it to your office. Please let us know which you'd prefer.
5.
Andre, hi. This is Kathy. Sorry I missed you. Thanks for your invitation to dinner tomorrow. It sounds lovely, but unfortunately I can't go. I have to work late. I'll try you tomorrow morning again before 9. Bye.
6.
This is Dr. Costello's office. We're calling about your dental appointment. We cannot give you an appointment on Thursday, but we can give you one next Tuesday. Please give us a call to confirm.
People are talking about their friends and classmates. What is each person like? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
Jeff is the perfect elementary school teacher. He's so good with children.
I know what you mean. Those kids never make him angry.
2.
Sheila is a very effective speaker. When she talks, people stop and listen.
That's right. A lot of people even change their opinions after talking to her.
3.
How does Mary like her new job? Oh, she loves it. She's really excited about working there. In fact, she's cheerful all the time.
4.
I've been having problems with my boss lately.
Why is that?
Well, he has a lot of rules. He's really angry if I come to work a few minutes late, or leave early, or take a long lunch. And if I make a tiny mistake, he gets really mad.
5.
I don't know about you, but I'm voting for Dave Thomas for class president. He knows everything about this school and all the important issues.
Yeah, he really knows what he's talking about.
6.
My landlady is really nice. She doesn't get angry if I pay the rent a few days late. And when I'm sick, she always brings me homemade chicken soup.
Wow, that's really sweet.
One.
What do you think of Chris? I like talking with him. He knows something interesting about practically everything.
Yeah, I know. And he's really serious about studying, too. He wants to go to medical school, so his grades have to be perfect.
He must be a good student.
He's a great student. Top of the class last year.
2.
You know Brandon Kent, don't you?
Oh, sure. He's really sweet. He took a whole day off last month to help me move into my new apartment. Then he drove me to the mall so I could pick up some furniture for my new place.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. In fact, he's coming over this afternoon to help me with my math assignment.
Lucky you.
3.
I just can't stand that Terry Day.
Really?
Yeah. The other day, we were walking past this poor homeless man on the street. You know, one of those guys who lost his job and doesn't have any money.
Sure, I know what you mean.
Well, as soon as we walked past him, Terry made jokes about his clothes.
No way. That's terrible.
4.
Are you going to Tony's party on Friday night?
Yeah, are you?
Of course. He has great parties, don't you think?
Definitely. It's because he's so excited about things. Everyone sees him dancing and laughing and having fun, and then they start enjoying themselves too.
You're right.
Yeah, he's really an amazing guy.
5.
Have you seen Patrick recently?
No, I haven't. We were supposed to go to a concert last weekend, but he said he was too sick to go.
Oh, that's too bad.
The thing is, he didn't tell me the truth. My brother saw him at a party the same night, dancing and having a good time.
Oh, I really hate people who lie like that.
Me too.
6.
I just talked to Chuck.
How is he today?
The same as usual. It's impossible to make him smile. Talking to him is really difficult. It's easy to say some little thing that really upsets him.
I know. I wonder why he's like that.
I think it's because he isn't doing well at school this year.
Alex.
Hi, Sharon. My name is Alex, and I live in Florida. I'm 22 years old, and I'm a business student in Miami. I live with my mother, and we have a lot of cats, but no dogs. I don't like them very much. I'm also interested in music. You say that you don't like rock music. Neither do I. I'm pretty into jazz and classical music. Can you believe my mother introduced me to jazz? We sometimes even listen to music together.
Curtis.
Hello, Sharon. My name is Curtis, and I'm also from New York. I'm studying business here, too, so maybe we're at the same school. Like you, I hope to work for a company that specializes in import and export. I'm not a big music fan, though, and I don't really know much about cats and dogs, but I really enjoy cooking. Well, actually, no, that's wrong. I like it when other people cook for me. And I paint and draw a lot. It's my favorite pastime. If you go to my website, you can check out some of the stuff I've done.
Josh.
Hi, Sharon. I just read your message, and you sound like someone I'd like to meet. I'm a teacher, and I love dogs and cats. I don't have any pets because my apartment is too small. I like classical music, and am starting to get into jazz, but I'm not sure I understand it yet. I don't paint, but I like going to art galleries. I'm not a great cook, but I'm taking classes in Japanese cooking. Oh, did I mention that I live in Osaka, Japan?
Do you have a date for the party yet?
Actually, I don't. Do you think you could help me find one?
What kind of guys do you like?
Oh, I like guys who aren't too serious and who have a good sense of humor. You know, like you.
Okay, what else?
Well, I'd prefer someone I have something in common with, who I can talk to easily.
I think I know just a guy for you. Bob Branson, do you know him?
No, I don't think so.
Let me arrange for you to meet him, and you can tell me what you think.
Page 2, Exercise 2, Part B. Listen to Chris and Kim discussing Bob after Kim met him. How did Kim like him?
So, what's the verdict? What did you think of Bob?
Well, I was worried at first, especially when I saw that he wears not one, but 2 earrings. I thought he might turn out to be one of those guys who are into heavy rock music and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
But he's just a regular kind of guy, right?
Yeah, we got along really well.
I just knew you'd like him.
Yeah, I do. And he's really funny. He had me laughing hysterically during dinner. I think the people sitting next to us in the restaurant thought we were crazy.
So are you two going to get together again?
Definitely. In fact, we're going to a concert tomorrow night.
That's great.
People are talking about housing. What kind of house or apartment does each person need? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
Well, I'm single and I spend a lot of time traveling, so I'm not home very much. So there's really no point in my spending money on a large place with lots of rooms.
2.
We've got 3 small children, and they like to play outside, so I don't think it makes sense for us to live in a high-rise building.
3.
I work right in the city, and I don't have a car. I'd like a place close to my work so that I don't have to spend a lot of time commuting.
4.
I run my own business and I work from my home. I'm lucky because I don't have to go into town very often, so I'd like a place that's quiet and away from the city.
5.
I need a new place. I need a good-sized apartment because I have 2 teenage sons and they each need to have their own bedroom. We want to live downtown, too.
6.
Both my wife and I work for an airline, and we'd like something fairly close to work. We don't mind if it's small because there's only the 2 of us. We don't even mind the noise of the planes. In fact, we kind of like it.
1.
The apartment I rent is okay. It's near the stores, so it's convenient for shopping. The problem, though, is that the owner hasn't spent any money on the place in years. The furniture is falling apart, and the carpet in the living room is stained in places.
2.
My neighbors are fantastic. They're really friendly, and some of them have great parties, too. I'd like more space, though. There's hardly enough space for all my stuff. I guess I should throw some of it out, but I just can't.
3.
There are advantages and disadvantages of living out here in the suburbs. It's not really the most convenient place to live. It takes forever to get into town, especially during rush hours. And there aren't any good stores out here. On the other hand, it's nice and quiet on the weekends.
4.
I love my apartment. I wish I could afford to stay here. The location is perfect. It has a great view of the park, and I love being able to step outside and walk to cafes and shops. The only problem is the rent. It's just too high now, so I can't stay.
5.
My place is huge. It has room for all my stuff, and there's a big kitchen, too. Of course, it's really old, so it needs a coat of paint and some new furniture. The furniture is really ancient. I think the stove is about 100 years old.
6.
I recently moved into an apartment building for the first time. It takes a while to get used to having neighbors right next door. I feel like they're always listening to me, like they want to know everything I do. It's annoying, but the rent is much cheaper, and I like that.
I found a really cool new place called the Nail Station. You can get a manicure and have your nails painted any color you want. They also do all kinds of nail designs and advise you on the best jewelry to wear. Do you want to go with me sometime?
I need some advice. I have fair hair and I like to go blonde in the summer, so I usually get my hair highlighted. This year, I'm thinking about getting it bleached white, but I'm afraid it won't look natural. What do you think?
I need to talk to you. I made a terrible mistake. I dyed my hair, and now it looks like someone poured a bucket of paint on my head. The box said red, but this is really bright red. And we have an important meeting tomorrow. What am I going to do?
What's going on in the soccer world? I'm watching the game, and it seems like half of the players have their ears pierced. Of course, they're not allowed to wear earrings when they're playing, but I can see the tape over their ears. Can you explain this trend?
People are talking about their roommates. Listen and circle the 2 words that best describe each person. 1.
I like sharing a room with Greg. He's very quiet and always asks me if it's okay for him to listen to the radio or watch TV. He likes to keep the room nice and clean, just like I do. He helps me a lot with homework, too. He's really smart and is always happy to check over my assignments.
2.
Donna loves baking. She's always making things and giving them to her friends. Cakes, pies, bread. She bakes everything. No wonder I'm putting on weight. She loves calling people on the phone, and she spends hours talking to them. She really should spend more time on her schoolwork, though.
3.
I have a great roommate. She's neat and she makes me laugh a lot. She's got a wonderful sense of humor. She's really smart, too. She studies all the time. I sometimes wish she'd take more time off to make friends because she hardly knows anyone. She doesn't seem to feel comfortable when she's around people.
4.
Tom's awful as a roommate. He always says he's going to do something, like pay the phone bill, but then he doesn't do it. He never does much to keep the place clean, either. He just throws things on the floor and expects me to put them away. He doesn't care that I have to live in his mess. It drives me crazy.
5.
Bob and I get along pretty well. He keeps the place really clean and neat. The only thing is, he loves to party. He's always inviting friends over, and they sit around and talk really loudly until it's very late. It makes it really hard for me to study. I've asked him not to do it when I'm studying, but he still does. I guess it doesn't bother him because he never studies.
6.
Pam is difficult to live with because she has very strong opinions. She always has to be right about things, and she just sits around all day watching TV. She never does anything active. The worst thing is, she loses her temper very quickly. I think I need to find a new roommate.
One.
How are you getting along with your new roommate?
Well, she's very different from the one I had last semester.
Really?
Yeah. My old roommate used to play her radio really late and get about 20 phone calls a night. I could never get my work done. Luckily, my new roommate is very quiet and hardly talks on the phone. I really like her.
2.
Do you have the same roommate this semester?
No, I have a new one, unfortunately. I don't like him too much. My new one leaves his clothes all over the place. The place is always a mess.
3.
Has your new roommate moved in yet?
Yes, last week.
Is he okay?
Oh, yeah. I am so glad my old roommate left. He was always in a bad mood about things. My new one is so friendly and always happy. We get along really well.
4.
What's your new roommate like?
Oh, we've already started having arguments.
How come?
She likes to have her friends come by all the time. The place is always full of her noisy friends.
Oh, that's too bad. You used to get along so well with the old one.
I know. She was really considerate.
5.
How are you and your roommate getting along?
Pretty well. She usually comes home late, but she's always careful not to make any noise in case I'm sleeping. She's very thoughtful. I like that.
That's nice.
Yeah, she's a real change from my old roommate. She only ever cared about herself.
6.
Has your new roommate arrived yet?
Yes, he has. He's really fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he has a great sense of humor, so we're always joking and telling stories.
That's great. Your old roommate never told jokes.
Yes, he was so serious about everything.
One.
Hi, Paul. This is Ted. Listen, could you do me a favor? I left my chemistry book on my bed. I hope you can find it. The bed's a mess because I didn't have time to make it this morning. Could you bring my book with you to class this afternoon? I need it for class, and I don't have time to go back for it. Thanks.
2.
Anne, this is Margaret. I've invited a couple of friends to come by tonight at 7:30 to watch TV with us. You know them, Dave and Sue. Would you be able to pick up some snacks? I have a class till 7, so I won't have time to buy them before the guests arrive. I'll pay you back when I get home. Thanks.
3.
Hey, Ken, it's John. Guess what? My folks just sent me an email to say they'll be over to visit around 5. Sorry, but I left the living room in a real mess. Could you give it a quick cleanup? I have football practice till 4:30, and I can't get back to do it myself. We can all go out for dinner together later. I'll buy you whatever you want to eat.
4.
Brenda, this is Carrie. I'm calling because we're completely out of food. Sorry, but some friends came by earlier and we finished everything. We were really hungry. The refrigerator is completely empty. Could you get a few things for dinner on the way home? I have to finish an assignment, so I won't be home till about 8. By the way, I cleaned the apartment. I hope you like it.
Hi, I'm your new neighbor, George Rivera. I live next door.
Oh, hi. I'm Stephanie Lee.
So you just moved in? Do you need anything?
Not right now, but thanks.
Well, let me know if you do. By the way, would you mind turning your stereo down? The walls are really thin, so the sound goes right through to my apartment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. I'll make sure to keep the volume down. Oh, by the way, is there a good Italian restaurant in the neighborhood?
Yeah, there's a great one a couple of blocks from here. Try their lasagna, it's delicious.
People are talking about TV. What kind of program did each person watch? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
Did you watch it today? I missed it.
It was great, one of the best episodes ever. But now Ted has married Mary, and Mary's daughter is upset. So Ted's worried and Mary's miserable. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
2.
Did you watch the program on Channel 2?
I started to, but I had to go out. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Who won the grand prize?
A 20-year-old university student. She won a new car.
3.
How was that program you watched the other night?
It was fascinating. I learned so much from it. It was all about Canada and all of the amazing animals that live up there. Now I really want to go there.
4.
So what's been happening?
Well, there was another big earthquake in India yesterday.
Really? That's terrible.
And there were some major floods up north. Lots of people have had to move out of their homes.
5.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Too bad it rained.
Yeah, the players must have gotten soaked.
I know, and just imagine the spectators.
6.
Did you enjoy that program after the news?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. The photography was great. I often wonder how they can take photographs of birds flying like that. You get the impression you're up there flying with them.
Hi, Amanda.
Oh, Daniel. I was going to call you tonight.
What's up?
Well, it's Albert's birthday on Saturday, and I'm planning a surprise party for him.
Sounds like fun.
The idea is this. I've asked Albert to go to a movie with me at 6. After the movie, we go back to his apartment to have dinner. So be at Albert's by 7:30 to wait for us and surprise him. His roommate will let you in.
Okay, great.
Can you bring some soda? Oh, and don't say anything to Albert.
No problem.
Listen to Albert inviting friends to his party on Saturday. What excuses do people give for not coming? 1. Fumiko.
Hello?
Fumiko? Hi, it's Albert. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine too. Saturday is my birthday, and I was wondering if you'd like to come to my party.
Oh, what time?
Say around 7:30?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I may already have plans to go to the movies with my friends.
Oh, okay, Fumiko. I hope you have a good time.
Thank you. And I hope your party's fun.
Yeah, well, I hope so too. See you in class on Monday?
Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
2. Regina.
Hello?
Hello, Regina? This is Albert.
Oh, hi, Albert.
What's wrong?
I've got the flu.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I guess you won't be coming to my party on Saturday, huh?
No, I guess not. I'm feeling pretty run down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, hey, take care of yourself, Regina. I hope to see you next week.
Yeah, me too. Bye.
People are leaving phone messages. What kinds of messages are they? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
Hey, George. This is Tim calling. I just wanted to say how happy I was to hear about your promotion. That's great news. You really deserve it.
2.
Hi, Terry. It's Paula. I am so sorry I wasn't able to come to your party. I heard it was really fun. Unfortunately, I came down with food poisoning and I just couldn't make it.
3.
Hello, this is the library calling for Mrs. Graham.
This is just to remind you that several books you have borrowed are overdue.
4.
This is Mr. Kent from St. Albans School. I'm calling for Tracy's parents. Unfortunately, she has been absent from school again. Could you please call me back to clarify the situation?
5.
Hey, it's Wendy. It's Andrea's birthday on Friday. I was thinking maybe we could organize a surprise party for her. What do you think?
6.
David, this is Rosie. How are you? Are you doing anything on Saturday? There's a great jazz group in town. I know you're into jazz, so I thought you might like to go.
Three people are describing how they met their husband or wife. Listen and fill in the husband or wife's name. Then listen again and write down how each couple met. 1.
Hey Liz, Charlotte. Have you been reading Dear Abby lately? It's full of letters about how couples met for the first time. I'm thinking of sending in my own story.
Really, Chuck? How did you and your wife meet?
It's kind of strange, actually. I first met Julia at my brother's graduation. She was dating him at the time, and we just got to know each other casually. Finally, after they broke up, we started going out.
2.
How did you and your husband meet, Liz?
Oh, Michael and I met at my last job. When I started there, he was in the next office. We went out one night and had a great time.
And you've been together for how long? 25 years?
It will be 27 years in May.
3.
How about you, Charlotte?
Believe it or not, I met him through an introduction agency. I had just moved here from Indiana, and I didn't know anyone. Well, one day I saw this ad in the newspaper for an introduction agency, and I thought, why not?
Yeah, and what happened?
Well, my first date was with a guy named Bruce. What a disaster. I never saw him again. But then I tried dating another guy. This is my husband, Brad. And it was so funny because he was just like me. We've been together ever since.
Carlos.
So where are you working this summer, Carlos?
I'm working as a tutor in a learning center for kids.
Interesting. What kinds of things do the kids do there?
They work on subjects they need help in, mainly math and English.
Is your job hard?
No, not at all. The kids work on computers most of the time. We have to help them get started and when they run into problems.
Do you enjoy it?
Oh, yes. Working with kids is so much more fun than working with adults. And I get to choose my own hours. As long as I work 8 hours a day, I can come in at any time from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Lucky you.
Julia.
So what kind of job did you find for the summer?
I'm working for a marketing company. I'm doing telephone marketing.
Oh, so you're one of those people who drives me crazy by calling me up and trying to persuade me to buy something that I have absolutely no need for.
Exactly.
Do you like it?
Believe it or not, I do. It's mostly a bunch of students working there, and we have a lot of fun when we're not making calls. It's really easy, too, since we just have to read from a script.
Are you doing this full time?
Yes, but I work from 2 in the afternoon until 11 at night, so I get to sleep as late as I want to in the morning.
I don't know what classes to take this semester. I can't decide what I want to do with my life. Have you thought about it, Brenda?
Yes, I have. I think I'd make a good journalist because I love writing.
Maybe I could be a teacher because I'm very creative and I like working with kids.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be a teacher. I'm too impatient.
I know one thing I could never do.
What's that?
I could never be a stockbroker because I'm not good at making decisions quickly.
My history professor says I should think about a career in politics, but I don't think I'd make a good politician.
Why not, Brenda?
Oh, you know me. I'm terrible at speaking in front of a lot of people. You know, like giving speeches and things. And politicians have to speak in public all the time.
That's true.
You know, that reminds me of a problem I'm having.
What is it?
You know my parents have a really successful restaurant, right? Well, my father wants me to be the manager.
And you don't want to?
No, not at all. I'd be a terrible manager. I'm much too disorganized.
First, listen and circle the best answer. Then listen again and check the things the woman has to do tonight.
Hi, Jenny. Just wanted to let you know that I've reserved a hotel room for your trip next week, and I've sent those faxes you left with me. Oh, and your husband called. He wants you to do a few things for him. He says he forgot to get his dry cleaning. Could you pick it up for him on the way home tonight? Also, he wants you to stop at the pharmacy on the way home and pick up his medicine. He says you'll know what it is. Oh, and could you also pick up something for dinner? He says the fridge is empty.
One.
Could you tell me where departure gate 5 is, please?
Yes. Just take the escalator up to the next level and turn right. All the gates are upstairs.
Thanks.
2.
Excuse me, where's the baggage claim area?
It's downstairs. Take the escalator over there near the currency exchange. Go down to level 1. You can get your bags there.
3.
Where are the restrooms, please?
Just go straight. They're on the left, just across from the check-in counters.
Thanks. Oh dear, I think I'd better hurry. I need to change this baby right away.
4.
Excuse me, how can I get a shuttle bus to the parking lot area for Terminal B?
Buses and taxis are on the next level. Just go up those stairs over there and turn right. The shuttle comes every 5 minutes.
1.
What's the airport like in your town?
Well, it's only a short distance from the center of town, so that's good.
Yes.
And it's pretty easy to get there. It only costs about $5 by taxi, or you can take a bus for most of the hotels.
Is it a big airport?
It's fairly big, but it's not a very pleasant place to spend time.
How come?
There isn't much to do there. They really should put in some stores and cafes.
That would help.
Luckily, you don't have to spend much time there because it usually only takes about 5 minutes to check in and go through customs and immigration.
2.
What's the new airport like?
It's fantastic. Much better than the old one.
Is it far from town?
Not really. It's only about 20 kilometers from the city, so it doesn't take long to get there.
That's good.
Yes. Now I can get out there on a fast train, which makes the trip very comfortable.
How nice. What are the facilities like at the airport?
It's almost like a big shopping mall. There are department stores, shops, a game center, and even a gym.
It sounds great.
Yeah, it is. The only trouble is, it's always very crowded, so it can take a while to get through check-in. They really need to add some more check-in counters to speed things up.
3.
Is the new airport close to town?
Yeah, really close.
Does it take long to get to the airport?
Well, you have to go by taxi or train, so it depends on how long it takes you to get a taxi. There are never enough taxis that will go to the airport, so you have to wait for a while. You can go by train, but it's not very easy to get on when you're carrying bags. There really should be a bus service into town.
I agree.
Yeah, but once you get there, it's okay. There are lots of good duty-free stores, and the restaurants are pretty good. Try the Italian restaurant there. It's excellent.
Does it take long to check in?
No, check-in usually goes pretty quickly.
4.
What do you think of the airport?
Well, it's far from downtown, and when the traffic is bad, it can take an hour and a half to get there. The city really needs to build a new airport that is closer to the city.
Do you usually drive to the airport?
No, I usually take the airport bus. The bus is pretty nice. It's clean and comfortable, and it's a lot cheaper than driving because you don't have to pay for parking.
Is there much to do there while you wait for your flight?
Sure. There are a couple of stores that sell souvenirs and magazines. There are also a couple of fast food places, and they're fine for coffee and a sandwich.
How long does it take to check in?
It doesn't take long. They're pretty efficient.
One.
Would you like a single or a double room?
Oh, it's just for me, so a single is fine.
Smoking or non-smoking?
I'm a non-smoker.
And the standard or deluxe room? The deluxe is an extra $20.
I'll take the cheaper one, please.
Sure.
Just one thing. I'm a very light sleeper. Can I get a room away from the street? I find the traffic noise can be a problem.
I'm sorry, ma'am. There aren't any more rooms available on that side. But you'll find the rooms are very quiet even on the street side.
Oh. Okay, then.
2.
What kind of room would you like?
Are there any deluxe rooms available? My wife and I want to give ourselves a treat.
Yes, there are. So that'll be the double deluxe. And you'd like a non-smoking room?
Definitely. Neither of us smokes.
Okay, you're all set. You're in room 701. I'll have the bag sent up to your room right away. You'll find a complimentary fruit basket in the room.
That's nice. Thanks. Oh, and we'll need a wake-up call at 7 a.m. Can you arrange that?
Sure, no problem. Enjoy your stay.
3.
What kind of room would you like?
Oh, just something simple. The cheapest you have will be fine.
So you don't want the deluxe then?
No, thanks.
I can give you a standard single on the second floor. The lower floors are cheaper.
Sounds perfect.
But the only one I have available at that rate is a smoking room, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's what I want.
No problem then.
I need to iron some clothes. Is there an iron in the room?
I'm afraid there isn't.
Oh. Could you please send an iron up to my room?
Sure.
4.
Will that be a room for the two of you?
Yes, that's right.
Do you need a smoking room?
No, we don't. And we'd like a room on a high floor, please.
Let me see if we have one available. Yes, we do. Good. Would you like a deluxe room? It's a little more expensive, but it's much bigger.
Oh, it doesn't matter about the size. The ordinary room will be fine.
Certainly.
And is it possible to get coffee and, say, some sandwiches at this hour? We're a little hungry.
Sure. I can send some up to your room if you like.
Thanks. That'd be great.
One.
Is your room okay?
Well, it's certainly big enough. That's a nice change. A lot of hotel rooms these days are very small. There's also plenty of space in the bathroom.
That's good.
I wish I had a better view, though. There's nothing to see except the cars in the parking garage.
You could always change.
I guess so, but I can't be bothered. Anyway, it's great to have a TV and a fax machine in the room. There's also a coffee maker, so I can make coffee whenever I want it. I was a little disappointed that there was nothing, not even a bottle of water, in the refrigerator when I checked in. But I called down and asked them to fill it up, and they did that right away.
2.
Is your room big enough for the two of you?
Well, it's kind of small. By the time we put our bags on the floor, there was hardly any room to move. But you should see the bathroom. It's almost as big as the bedroom. It's great, but isn't that strange? A bathroom bigger than the room.
It is. What floor are you on?
We're on the second floor, so we don't really see anything interesting. Just the street and the building next to us.
Is there anything much in the room?
Just the bed and a tiny refrigerator big enough for 2 bottles of water. The bed is as hard as a rock. I could hardly sleep last night. The manager said they would bring me a softer mattress later.
Well, that's good.
3.
Is your room at the hotel okay?
It's not bad. It's a good-sized room, so that's nice. The bathroom is absolutely tiny, though, and it doesn't have an electrical outlet, so I can't use my hairdryer in there.
That's inconvenient.
At least I can look out at the beautiful park across the street. I like to be able to see trees from my window.
That sounds lovely. Is there a lot in the room?
No, not really. Just an old TV, but no refrigerator or anything else. It was really hot last night, and I couldn't sleep, so I spoke to the manager about it. She sent up an electric fan as soon as I called.
That should help.
4.
Is your room okay?
It's pretty good, thanks.
That's good. How big is the room?
Well, it could be bigger. It really is pretty small. There's just enough room for one chair beside the bed.
It does sound small.
Yeah, but my only real complaint is with the shower. The water's either much too hot or way too cold. I'm going crazy. Luckily, I spoke to the manager, and he's sending a plumber up tomorrow.
That's nice of him. How about the view?
Oh, I do love the view of the city at night. It's wonderful.
That's fantastic. What does the room have in it?
Well, there's a really nice TV and a stereo. Plus there's a fax machine and one of those mini fridges. Everything I need.
One.
The airport is far away from the city, and it's a pretty horrible place. It's very crowded, and there are not many facilities there. You know, like stores or restaurants. Anyway, my flight was okay. It was a bit bumpy, but it left on time. The food was awful, though. It was dry and tasteless. The service was fantastic. The flight attendants did their best to make everyone feel comfortable. The worst problem was the other passengers. The plane was full of loud college students on their way to spring vacation in Florida. Next time, I won't travel during spring break.
2.
It must be one of the best airports in the world. It's full of stores and restaurants, and they even have a gym and a swimming pool there. The flight was great, too. It was very smooth. The food was so-so. I thought they would serve better food. The service wasn't good. The flight attendants were really impolite. Next time, I'll try a different airline. Maybe Gold Star Airlines.
3.
The airport is okay, I guess. It's really small, but it's near the city. The flight was great, nice and smooth. I had my own TV screen, and I could choose my own movies. The food was fantastic. It was a spicy meat dish with some very nice vegetables. The only problem was the service. It was very slow because I was sitting right at the back of the plane, and it took the flight attendants a long time to reach me. They weren't very friendly either. Next time, I'll try to get a seat near the front of the plane.
4.
It isn't one of my favorite airports, but it's okay. The airport is always very crowded, and it takes a long time to check in and go through immigration. Other than that, it's all right. The flight was pretty awful. As soon as we took off, we ran into bad weather, and it became very bumpy. The food was great. They served a really nice chicken dish. The flight attendants were really nice. I think the next time I fly, I'll check the weather report before I leave. If the weather looks bad along the route, I won't fly.
One.
Good afternoon. Can I help you?
Yes, please. Could you check if there are any messages for me, please? I'm in room 219.
Sure. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't look like there are any messages yet.
Oh, no. That's really too bad. I was expecting an important message from my boss.
I'm sorry. If any messages do come in, I'll let you know right away.
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to mail these letters. Do you happen to know where the nearest post office is? Or a mailbox?
Actually, you can just leave them here and we'll mail them for you.
Great. Thanks a lot.
2.
Can I help you?
Yes. I'd like to move to a different room if possible.
Of course. Is there something wrong with your room, ma'am?
Yes. It faces the street, so it's pretty noisy.
I see. Let me check. Yes, I can move you to a room on the opposite side. That should be much quieter.
Great. And is it a non-smoking room?
Let me check on that. I'm sorry, it's not. All the non-smoking rooms are occupied at the moment.
That's too bad. I hate the smell of smoke. But at least it will be quieter.
3.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I need a taxi to the airport tomorrow morning.
No problem. I can arrange that for you right now. What time is your flight?
I think it's around 9:30, so can the taxi come around 8 o'clock?
Actually, you'll probably want the taxi to pick you up around 6:30.
6:30? Are you sure?
Well, the airport is pretty far from here, as you know, and it's been taking people a really long time to get through customs and immigration recently.
I guess you're right. Can you call me before the taxi comes tomorrow morning? I need about an hour to wake up and get ready.
No problem. I'll schedule a wake-up call for 5:30.
4.
Good evening, ma'am. Can I help you?
Hi. Can I still get room service? I've been driving all night and I'm hungry.
Sure. Here's a menu. I believe they're open for another 15 minutes.
Is there any way to get the lasagna without meat?
Actually, I'm sorry. They can't do that.
But I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. Are you sure they can't help me?
I really wish they could. Maybe you should try this spaghetti. It's very tasty, and the sauce doesn't have any meat.
Hey, good idea. I'll have that. They can bring it up to room 147.
One. Cassandra.
I met this really nice family when I was in Korea last year. I was in a restaurant and I was having trouble understanding the menu. The wife came over and asked me what I wanted to eat and told me all about Korean food. Then they asked me to join them at their table, and they paid for my dinner. They also invited me to their house. We became friends, and we keep in touch now by email. They'll take me to a famous temple the next time I go back. Isn't that fabulous? I can't wait to see that temple.
2. Brooke.
Once when I was in Italy, I took a bus trip from Rome to Florence. The bus was very crowded, and I had to stand most of the way. I had a couple of small bags with me. One was a backpack that had my wallet in it. I kept it in front of me for the entire trip, but when I got to Florence, I couldn't believe what had happened. Someone had cut a hole in my backpack, put in their hand, and removed my wallet. Then they took the money out and put the wallet back inside my backpack. I never noticed a thing. It really ruined my vacation because I couldn't pay to get into any museums. So now I want to go back again next summer and really see the museums I missed.
3. Corey.
Last summer, I flew from London to Casablanca in Morocco to do some research on the traditional music there. Unfortunately, my bags didn't arrive with the flight. I thought they would probably arrive on the next flight, but they didn't. I had nothing to wear except the clothes I was wearing. Luckily, the airline gave me some money to buy some extra clothes and things. The bags didn't turn up till 4 days later. I was really glad to get my bags back because I had a lot of important stuff inside them. But I had to wait around until they turned up, so I didn't get a chance to listen to any of the traditional music. That's why I want to get back there again sometime.
4. Melanie.
I was on vacation in Australia last summer when I got a terrible case of the flu. I had to stay in bed for 4 days, and it was a week before I was feeling well enough to go out. I have a cousin in Sydney who was really kind and spent a lot of time with me until I was better. By then, I only had 3 days of sightseeing left before I had to leave. I saw the Sydney Opera House, and that was about it. The most awful thing is I didn't have the chance to go scuba diving. I want to go back and scuba dive there. It has the best coral reefs in the world.
1.
Have you taken a tour since you've been here?
Yes, I went on one last weekend.
What was it like?
Well, we didn't see a lot. We mainly went to a lot of shops. I would have preferred to see more of the museums and famous buildings. I'm not really interested in shopping. And the bus they took us in was so old and slow. They should put it in the museum.
Really? Did you say anything to the guide about it?
Well, the problem was he didn't speak English very well. And he wasn't really very friendly.
That's too bad.
But we did have a nice lunch on the tour. And the whole tour was very cheap, so it wasn't all bad. But I don't think it was worth the time or money, even though it was cheap.
2.
What was your city tour like?
Well, we saw lots of interesting places on the tour. I was totally exhausted at the end of it, but I'm really glad I took it. You should try it.
Did you go by bus?
Yes, we had a nice, comfortable bus and a very helpful guide. You know how some guides talk all the time? This one didn't. He gave us just enough information, but not too much.
Where did they take you for lunch?
Oh, some dirty little place near the center of town. I didn't eat much because the food didn't look very good to me.
That's too bad. Was the tour expensive?
No, not at all. It was very reasonable.
3.
Did you just get back from the tour?
Yeah, it was really good. We visited all the places of interest. I'm glad we took it.
Did you take a bus or a van?
We took a bus. There were only 15 of us in it, so we had lots of room. It was a new, clean one, so it was pretty comfortable.
Did you have a guide?
Oh, yes. She was great. A young student, I think. She really knew her stuff.
How was lunch?
Awful. We just had some fast food along the way.
How much was the tour?
Well, it was pretty expensive. That was the only problem. $100. I think they should have charged us about $50. But anyway, I think it's definitely worth doing this tour.
4.
So how was the tour?
It was disappointing, actually.
That's too bad.
Yeah, we didn't get to see very much. It was too short. I wanted to see a lot more.
Really?
It wasn't very comfortable either. The bus wasn't air-conditioned, so it got very hot and stuffy after a while.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the guide was very helpful. He gave us some very interesting information and told a lot of jokes, so that was fun. And we had a really good lunch at a seafood restaurant.
So, was the tour worth it?
Well, it was only $15, which is pretty reasonable. But if you want to take a tour, you should try a different tour company.
One.
It's on December 25th. Well, for many people, it's a family day. We decorate a tree with lights and everyone exchanges presents under the tree. Kids are excited because they think Santa Claus brings them their presents. We also have special songs that we sing.
2.
It's a day in April when people play funny jokes or tricks on each other.
3.
It's on the second Sunday in May. Most children give their mom flowers or a gift to thank her for all she's done for them. In some families, she gets breakfast in bed or she's taken out for dinner.
4.
It's on the evening of December 31st. Lots of people have parties that start late and go on until long after midnight.
5.
This is a day in the spring when adults celebrate kids and share special times with them. Sometimes the children get special gifts. In some countries, kids are given free admission to museums and amusement parks.
6.
This is October 31st. Children wear scary costumes and visit their neighbors and ask for candy.
1.
I'm a big fan of Valentine's Day. It's one of my favorite days of the year. I love opening and reading those cards and trying to guess who they're from. And last year, I got a real Valentine too. You know, from someone who really liked me. That was so romantic.
2.
I don't know why people still play tricks on April Fool's Day. Last year on April 1st, my coworker played a really horrible trick on our office. He moved around all the stuff on everyone's desks, so no one could find what they were looking for. It was a total waste of time.
3.
Christmas these days is really terrible. People spend way too much money on presents. They should give that money to people who really need it, like the homeless. That's what I did last year. I bought a few presents for my wife and my kids, and then I gave the rest of my holiday money to charity.
4.
When I was a kid, I never liked Halloween much. It was too scary. And now that I have 2 children of my own, it's even more frightening. I don't let my children go from door to door and ask strangers for candy. The world is too dangerous for that. Last year, my kids just went to a party at a friend's house, and that was fine with me.
5.
Christmas is a special time for me. It's the only time of the year that I get to see some of my relatives. Last year, our whole family got together for a big Christmas dinner. It was great. We're all big talkers, so everyone had a funny story to tell.
6.
I don't look forward to New Year's Eve. Those parties are the worst. There's way too much food, and you end up eating too much and staying up too late, and you feel terrible the next day. And the noise. Last year, the people next door had a huge, noisy party that went on until 5 in the morning.
Listen to 3 callers on a radio program. Why are they calling? Complete the chart. Laura.
Welcome back. The next caller this morning is Laura. Hi, Laura. You're through to the problem solver. How can I help you?
Hi. I'm calling because I have a problem with my neighbors.
I know. Noisy neighbors. Tell me about it.
No, they aren't noisy.
No?
No, that isn't the problem.
So what's the problem?
Well, the people who live next door, a husband and wife, they're both really good cooks. They make the best cakes.
They make cakes? And why is that a problem?
Because they're always giving them to me.
I still don't understand the problem.
I'm getting fat. I have to stop eating so much.
Well, tell them. Ask them to stop bringing you cake.
I tried, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. I mean, I like them and I don't want to offend them.
Laura, you have a choice. You can either tell them to stop feeding you, or you can continue to get fat.
What would you do?
I would tell them to stop bringing over food.
And if they don't like me anymore?
Laura, have more confidence. They'll get over it. Think about it. Would you be happier if they were noisy neighbors?
No, of course not.
So be happy.
Okay, thanks.
Howard.
Our next caller is Howard. Hello, Howard. How can I help you?
Am I on the air?
Yes, you are. What's the problem?
Well, it's my daughter, Meg. She's 16 years old and she...
I know. Teenagers, they're impossible. She stays out late. She doesn't study.
No, that isn't the problem at all.
So what's the problem?
I think she's studying too much. She comes home from school, she has a snack, and then she studies all night. And she studies all weekend, too.
And you say she eats well? I mean, she seems healthy?
Oh, yes, she's fine. And she exercises, too. When she isn't studying, she rides her bike or she walks the dog. But she doesn't go to the movies or anything like that.
Howard, she's healthy and she's happy, right?
Yes.
So think about it. Would you prefer if she were out dancing every night?
No, I guess not.
You have 2 choices. Make her go out more or let her study.
What would you do?
I think you know that I'd let her study. She obviously enjoys it.
All right. Thanks.
Monica.
And the next caller is Monica. How can I help you?
Wow. First, I just want to say that it's great to be on your show. I'm a huge fan. I listen every day.
Thanks, Monica. What can I do for you today?
Well, I applied for a job in San Francisco, and...
And you didn't get it. I know, Monica. It's hard to deal with rejection.
No, that's not the problem. I actually got the job.
You got the job? So why are you calling?
Well, I'm excited about the job and about moving to San Francisco, but they want me to start on the 1st of the month.
And?
And I'm supposed to be going on vacation that week.
Oh, I see. Where are you going?
To Vietnam.
Didn't you tell them about that when you went to the interview?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Monica, that's bad. Tell me, how would you feel if you had to cancel the vacation?
I'd feel terrible.
Well, you have two choices. You can tell them that you have vacation plans, or you can cancel it.
What would you do?
I think I'd tell them that I had already planned a vacation.
And what if they hire someone else?
If they can't wait for you, then you don't want to work for them anyway.
Right.